Johnny and I have had this conversation like literally a dozen times, but I don't have a social life in Jacksonville. I live there because it's economic.
Does anybody? Actual social relationships?
Well, that's the common theme of all the conversations is like there are no friendships. It's just trauma bonds where more often than not it's alcohol. So everybody has similar issues and the same coping mechanism.
Right.
So that brings them together. But then when like real trials or true relations happen, then they have nobody. And they're like, what the fuck? Where's my friends? It's like, you don't have friends, bitch. You got trauma bonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have drinking buddies when things are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. When shit gets real, it's like, nah, I don't have the emotional intelligence to handle this.
Yeah. Also, they're just going to drink themselves into a stupor. Why are they going to pick up your problems?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's a shame. That's how society labels it. Like, it's super weird to me that the human brain fully develops 25, 26 years old, depending on female and women and men being men. But you can drink alcohol at 21, which stunts the growth of your brain. But it's like social norm. If you turn 21, you celebrate with a drink and then you continue to drink. Like,
well, it's funny too, because
it doesn't happen overseas.
That bleeds everywhere. Not like, because here we're expected, you graduate high school. What do? You
like
go,
my
go
cousins,
to grown-up high school.
my cousins, that never was a thing with my cousins in Greece.
Yeah. Like it's society is just like, it's a revolving system. And the only way to do that is to stunt brain growth. And you can do it early, right before it reaches its peak. It's like, what do they say for 7? Before the age of 7, you're like most manipulative as a kid. Like everything that happens to you builds your character.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're supposed to be at home with your parents and everything. And then at 7, 6, 7, you go to school and that's where you start learning. So it's like, you're supposed to build up your culture at home and then go to school or somewhere outside the house to learn education, but you're molded at home. Yeah, it's super weird to me that those social norms lead up and then they bleed into relationships. And then when relationships break, like when you have like something that actually happens in real life, everyone that drinks with you just deuces. Like, I got my own shit going on, man. So then, I can't handle yours.
Big picture, if you look at like the macro, what's a better solution? No drinking age?
No, I think we should stop worshiping alcohol for sure.
But I mean, how do we do that?
Well, I think
remove the drinking age.
I don't think
making it like it's like anything, right? Like you said, you take the illegalness out of it, and then what is it?
Yeah, it's not fun anymore. But at the same time, too,
there's not a token. There's not a rite of passage. Just now, it's not even a special thing. It's just a thing.
Yeah, but we do in this society. We do idolize alcohol like way over everything else. Like you go turn on your TV, Yeah. Like we idolize it.
Well, going back to how it's so different internationally, I don't think there's any theme as American as excess, and it doesn't even matter what
gluttonous. Yeah.
So I think that's the issue.
Yeah, too much of anything, of course, too. But
because the American approach to everything is if one's good, two's better.
Yeah.
So.
And I need more than my neighbor.
Yeah, because I'm bigger and stronger. It's like you're not going to be tomorrow.
But. Yeah. No, I don't know if there's like a one specific thing that can defeat that idolization of alcohol. If it's a law, a policy, or if it's just like self-awareness and more science and research based on brain development.
I think it starts at the end of the day. One, laws do make things like look at marijuana. Look at the perception of marijuana in the past compared to the last 10 years and what's been taking place with legalizing it. Like nobody cares anymore. You know what I mean? Some, handful of people do.
Yeah. People that follow 1980s policy.
Right. They're like, we're smoking the devil's lettuce. You're going to
black out and kill someone.
Yeah. Like, no, that
was in King of the Hill.
Was it?
Watching, yeah.
None of those things are happening.
No, it's quite the opposite.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Which, I'm a big component. I'll publicly say I'm a huge component of it, especially in veterans, because you literally can take, 10 bottles of pills and scrape them in the garbage. And
I say that all the time. That
THC.
The pills make you feel numb, but you only take pills because you feel sad.
Yeah.
Going from sad to happiness, numbing your sadness doesn't just make you happy.
Yeah.
It numbs your sadness and now you are numb. So now you cannot feel happy or sad. You're just numb. And the absence of sadness makes you perceive it to be happy, but you're not.
Right.
You're just going through life numb. And of course, those pills numb your brain. So your brain can't develop and grow.
So a couple things. So I think that one, as a society, us putting laws and limits on things is really only making it more of a thing.
Right.
We're making it like more worship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you remove those, it becomes more like marijuana. It just becomes a thing that you do. No big deal.
It shows it spotlights its purpose, not its idolization of what it does.
And then you got to go back to, this is what it always comes down to. And instead of blaming the government, blaming all these other things, it comes back to the home.
Yeah.
How is it being utilized? How is it being taught in the home as a child?
Yeah.
You know, if it's showing it that's taboo or bad or anything, or like the negatives aspects of it, well, that's what it's going to be looked at. Yeah. You know, but if like you look at multiple places that are, you know, outside of America that, you know, they give their teenagers wine at dinner. If they want it, you know, it's just a little bit of wine or whatever. And guess what? They don't go out at 18 and doing keg stands. And they're like, they look at that and go, that's stupid. Yeah. Why would I do that? Why would I treat myself that way? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's twofold. One, you know, allowing the government to, you know, regulate things and say things are bad, you know, and the only reason why, if you look at prohibition, why was prohibition a thing? Money. Yeah, it came down to money. Finances. Same thing. At the end of the day, it's the same thing in marijuana or drugs and any drug. It was a money thing. Yeah. How can we make money? If we're not making money off this, then no, it's illegal. And we're going to stop it until we can figure it out. Yeah. You know, so there's that. So it's really not about our health. Hence the last year and a half. Yeah. Or 2 years. It has nothing to do with health. It's about control and money. Yeah. And, but at the end of the day, you know, take all that away, it goes back to the home and how are your parents showing, you know, responsibility with alcohol? How are they showing responsibility with the world and growth and personal growth with yourself? Yeah. And for the most part, they're not.